Yeah, I mean, what do you think about this bill? Basically, yesterday it was brought forward to the House. It passed the Senate already. They're considering it. It's going to be, but it's a priority of the governors to have it go through. In a few months, a political science professor at the UTSA I was talking to says he expects it to get to the governor's desk. What do you think about this commission that would be mostly made up of parents that would decide what books go into libraries instead of librarians?
No, I don't think that's a good idea because everybody has their own ideologies, whether it's political or religious or whatever, and the group of parents that makes that decision, it's going to be based on whatever their ideologies are, which may not be the same as mine or my son and his wife. And so that ends up with books being banned that I don't agree should be banned. So I would say leave it up to the librarians. They're the experts. They're the ones that studied, I guess, library science. And I would rather see it left up to them and have a wider variety. And if the parent doesn't want their child to read that book, then they can always say, no, you can't have this one. Take it back to the school. But at least the option is available for everybody.
Got it.
Do you worry at all what children have access to, like what books they read or something? Postal letters? Is it really a concern for you?
No, I don't worry because I think whatever books my grandchildren are going to check out, they're going to bring them home, and my son and his wife are going to make the decision whether they think they should be reading that book or they should not. But I don't like the way that so many books have been banned now that you can't read about African American history or you can't read about gay studies or anything. Not that a first grader needs to be reading about gay studies, but a middle schooler or a high schooler. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, there was on that aspect, there's essentially there's an argument being made that people in the LGBTQ community, some of the books that they've read, it helped them relate and like feel more comfortable with who they are by an early age when they didn't have support from their family, for instance. Because some of these books they can just read at the library, which I guess is a concern. But again, like you said, it helps support kids.
I think, not to be rude, but I think it might be a concern to someone who's very closed-minded and that it doesn't want their child to experience all that there is in the world. But kids need to know that there's a different history than what they've been taught, or there's people that are different than them, but that's okay. And kids need to know that there's people like them, whatever they're feeling, whether it's their race, their religion, their sexual orientation. It's good for them to know that there's people like them that they can relate to.
And ultimately, it's about trusting the librarian, right?
Exactly. And I do trust the librarians. I grew up with the librarians picking the books, and I did just fine. But I really don't think it's a good idea that we start letting the parents get so involved. I mean, like I said, the kids bring the books home, or if the parent wants to send a note to the teacher saying, I don't want my child reading X, Y, or Z, let them do that. But that doesn't mean we should just ban them from the library and only have a selection of books.
Got it. Communicate with your kid, hey, if you're going to take a book, bring it back, and then we'll...
Right.
It. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.